Well, folks, this is my lunch for today, and after this, it's an 11.6 mile climb. Good morning, it's day 22. I'm gonna head into Roosevelt now. I thought I'd show you my tent site before I tore it all down. So here it is. Can you see the trail? That slight brown grass line? Yes, that the guy lines are crossing the trail pretty much, and I just found enough flat of an area, and I had to move a bunch of these dead branches around, and I threw them across the trail as well. And the whole time I was like, I hope there are no rattlesnakes around here anywhere, because it was just basically layers and layers of dead branches. There's, I didn't, not all of those are mine, but some. And then these are all things I threw. But I mean, it was flat, and I was able to sleep, so good. It was a little windy last night, here and there. Yes, I realize I broke some rules, the major one being way too close to a water source, but it was dark. I was just sick and tired of it, and I didn't want to twist my ankle again. I just wanted to just find a place and eat. So nobody's come through. Good old Arizona trail. I'm gonna pack up now before someone does come through, although I highly doubt it. And then 5 miles into Roosevelt, not too far. A little hilly, up and down, but I bet it's not gonna be too bad. And it's pretty cold right now, actually. So let's get moving. Maybe 100 yards from where I camped. Check this out. It's like a pretty good campsite, except a gigantic cow patty right in the middle. It's actually not as level as where I slept, but it's clear. Weird. It's tin. There's like a weird shack thing. I don't know if I could have slept here. It's pretty canted, but it's actually a campsite, oddly enough. Near that campsite is a big concrete trough. It's totally empty, and it looks like it hasn't been used for forever. But there's always tends to be campsites near water sources. It's funny, there's a creek right nearby, but it looks like you might be able to camp here. I don't know. A lot of this trail heading down Roosevelt just keeps crossing these washes just many times. It inevitably basically means it's a steep, rocky climb down to the wash, and then you gotta walk across the super rocky wash itself, and then another steep, rocky climb up. This actually isn't a bad one, but most of them are horrible. And sometimes you have to walk down the wash before you find the cairns to go back up. And that's where I twisted my ankle last night, in one of these little washes. Just so many big rocks everywhere. You have to be super careful. Slows you down. Cottonwood Spring up by where I slept was running too, but it was really slow. Here it's running, seems like a little faster, but there's just a lot more sludge. You're gonna definitely need a scoop of some kind, and there's super shiny film here on the left too. Do you see it? That shiny part? Like an oily oil slick. But it's these are tough water sources. I mean, I guess up there you can scoop away. But this one is definitely better than the other one though. So go a little further from north from Cottonwood Springs. But again, you're gonna have to fight this brown sludge to get your water. I'm gonna push. It's 4 miles, 4.5 miles probably to Roosevelt, and there's water there. It's funny, down from the creek there's all these concrete troughs, and it's just full of dirt. So much dirt and a huge rock. It's gonna be a big planter someday. Now this is something I would not have expected to see on the Arizona Trail. I saw these pipes. They actually fed a concrete trough that's just behind me. It's full of water, and this pipe seems to continue, and unfortunately this rubber portion has struck a leak. If it was hot, this would be amazing to just run right through. It would be a miracle, like a cooling spray in the middle of the desert. But unfortunately my fingers are frozen, so I'm gonna go around this guy. But look at this guy. It's just, that's crazy. It's being fed from the creek, so you can't just like turn it off. Wasted water. I wonder when this happened, but looks like someone tried to tape it up, but the tape fell off. It's so funny because in the backdrop behind the spray, there are a bunch of saguaro cacti. Just strangeness. Look at this place. Ooh. Sometimes when I see something new, I like to turn on the camera so we can explore it together. Wow, what the? Is this where that other metal pipe is running down to? Holy shnikes. It is super clear. There's some plants in there, sure, and some bugs swimming around inside. But it is remarkably clear, and it's huge. What? Wow, it's like feast or famine. There's water everywhere around here, and then we got troughs full of water. And check out this guy. What the? It is completely full of water. Floaties. We have water dripping in. Oh my gosh. It's interesting. They have these little nuts with rubber like gaskets on them. I'm guessing people shot it up and then they fixed it. And there's a couple of fresh fixes. Interesting. It's kind of sad though, because going southbound from Roosevelt Lake, there's just so much water for a while. Although I guess it's all before the big climb. But heading north, I saw after Roosevelt Lake, there's nothing for like 22 miles. Or something like that. Like Pigeon Creek, I don't know, but I'm gonna have to actually pack out 6 liters of water from Roosevelt for a dry camp at about 11 miles actually, and then go another 10 miles. Yeah, today, going to Roosevelt, resupply, and I might eat there. I don't know if they have breakfast, or if they'll be open for breakfast. But the plan was to get to the resupply place, buy some ibuprofen, take some, and then go eat breakfast. And then, let it kick in a little, and then leave. There's a big old climb after Roosevelt, and there's several people commented there's a good campsite. I forget the mileage, but it's mostly up after the climb, or just before the climb is finished. But I guess it's a big spot. They didn't say if it's protected. I just want it protected. But I think I'm gonna stay there. Be an easy 16-mile day. If I do another 20 the next day, it should only be like 10 more miles to Payson. So that's good. I'll take that. I don't want to push too hard with my knee a little swollen as it is. It feels a little weak right now too. I have Roosevelt Lake within my sights. I see that little island. Oh, in fact, I see the general store. Let me zoom in a little here. Just in front of the island, there's a little, well, I guess it's a big building with a green tin roof. That's the general store. That's where my resupply is. And that's where the restaurant is. That's where we're heading. 2.4 miles to go. It always looks so much closer, right? But it's 2.4 miles away. There's a town, and there is a super steep road here. We have to go down. It takes a while to go down because you got to be careful not to slide. It is a steep, rocky road. Makes you work for it just to get down there. Sometimes when you're heading into town, you see this, it just boggles your mind. I guess it's the right way. Town is that way, and there's a road going straight down to it. But here's a sign that says Arizona Trail. Go this way. I guess it goes this way and then hooks right again and then heads back into town again. But man, when I first saw that sign, I thought we were going to have to go up there. I was like, why are we going up so much? But this isn't quite quite as bad, I guess. A lot of up and downs the last few miles to Roosevelt. Here is our destination. Big green roof building. Actually, our destination is that blue roof building closer to us. And I think the right one, that might be the ranger station. Not sure where the ranger station was, but that could be it. Off on the side here, it looks like vacation home type situation set up. The bridge and the general store is that blue roof right there, as well as the restaurant. It's all shared. And big highway, and that's the bridge we're gonna cross over. I'm not sure where we'll be crossing, but we have to cross the river that feeds into the Roosevelt Lake. But that'll give you a good aerial view. The mountains in the background are just stunning. You got the barren side and a grassy top and the big mountains in the back. It's pretty nice. I mean, I bet it's pretty popular during the like summer months, weekends. So the report is that the ranger station has water available, but they don't give you water at the general store restaurant. So I think it's gonna be that green building. I gotta find it anyway, and because I need that water for 20 miles of up. It's gonna be a tough one. I've seen a bunch of horse poop on trail, but I thought there's people riding horses, but they're free range horses out here. There's one behind the bush. There he is, hi. Come say hi. He's a darker one. And there's a couple more up on the hill. I didn't even notice him. Yeah, they're just ignoring me. I think they look at me and just go, this guy doesn't know anything about us. Let's just eat. That's a beautiful horse. Eat those branches. Other than that, here is the intersection to head into town. It's one of these guys. They make them so small so the animals can't get through. But yeah, and we head into town. It's not really a town. Head into that, yeah. Here we go. Here we are at the street. Now I get the old run across. But there's the store and restaurant. And highway over here. No crosswalk. Come to get me if I get hit by a car. Ah, I made it. You're too late. Look at you go. So there is a general store, and if you turn around, right across the street this way, there's some picnic tables. A shed. There's a solar panel up there, and usually there was an inverter, I guess. But I guess someone took it. You could charge some stuff here, but it's too bad because, you know, it's DC. But anyway, there's a whole bunch of tanks here, and most of them are half empty, but some are like more than half full. I mean, it would last at least a couple of weeks on trail. That's amazing. Some of them have more than what my current one has now. Well, I've got a new one coming, and I'm gonna take my current one because I think I'm gonna use it up before Pine easily. It's kind of nice. There's porta potties, looks like garbage. Yeah, everything we need except water. And then I guess the ranger station's off to the right, and we'll have to go up there. Here's my resupply box. Jiwoo ETA March 20. Today is March 10th, so pretty good. And like I showed before, I like to put these stickers on. If you put unique stickers on your boxes on all the sides, it makes it just easier for the people to find your box. And you don't have to stand there waiting as long. It's just easier on both parties. So definitely find something like that. And don't keep using my paw stickers. Nah, you can't. So at the store, I bought some leaves. $2 for 2 pills. Quite expensive. I bought 6 until I get to Payson. This should last me 2 days. I'll take 2 now, and then I'll have 4. Big packaging. But I also bought Fritos, and this was in my resupply. So let's go through my resupply box. I'll show you what I sent myself. I sent myself more of these things. Way more than I need, I think. But I think I did it because I won't be able to get more for the next 400 miles, and some more of these. I actually still have a lot of these left, so I need a hiker box. I got more Propel mixes, variety of flavors. I'll definitely use those. Got more oatmeal types. Hopefully that's like 2 days worth. I put a can of soup in here because I wasn't mailing it. I was dropping it off. I'm just gonna eat this right now. And oh, got some gummy dinosaurs. More gummy dinosaurs. Nice. And I was so happy. I sent myself a clean gallon bag because my water filter gallon bag stinks. It's not smelling good. And I got a couple of ramens and a Mountain House. I was thinking it'd be 3 days to Payson, but it's actually, or 3 nights to Payson, but I'm only gonna just do it in 2. And I got 2 of these to go with the ramen, a bunch of coffee mixes, bars, Snickers of a variety, a summer sausage, which I will take out on soon, more OsteoRx and vitamins. Thought I would have more of the OsteoRx in here, but oh well. These things, I like to use these to wipe my feet every night, so it's really nice to have. I find because it's antibacterial, it helps with the smell. And plus I actually use them after going number 2 all the time too. So between those and those little dispensable ones. And a new fuel canister, which is actually, man, I can't believe one's in the shedder so full. And more Dositos, Girl Scout cookies, 2. Perfect. That's like a lunch each today and tomorrow. So let's get all this in the food bag and keep out things I need for the rest of the day. It always amazes me how much wear shoes get. Now this wasn't new when I started, but check out like right there, rock ripped it. Their crazy part is over here on the inside. The foam part is just shredded on the side. It's just that rocky terrain, and the tread is pretty worn in some spots, especially up on the left side there. Pretty amazing. And of course the old toe. And here is brand new Asics, same model, just different colors, but that's what the tread should look like. And the padding on the side, you can tell how much more the other one shrunk down compared to this one. So brand new for now. So this is basically how much my padding wears down throughout the hike. You can tell there's a little bit there, but especially prominent in the back. Like it's over a finger's width here, but it's less there. It's quite a bit shrinks down just from my weight. But that rubbing is what gets me. That's crazy. Now here are the insoles. You can pretty much tell where my toes go, and there's a lot of room just so it has room to slide, but it is definitely packed down here. It's nice and smooth here. The big part that gets me sometimes is here it sinks in, so it's really compact, and after a while I actually start getting blisters, or I get calluses now, but it's especially right along here because that kind of touches in more. Whereas when you get a new one in, the heel part is a little thicker, so this will actually be okay for a while. So it's nice getting new inserts. It's nice having cheaper shoes, or like $50, but then you wind up paying like $35 for insoles that work out for you. So, you know, pros and cons to everything. So it winds up being like $85, $80. If you get the shoes on sale and get the insoles on sale, kind of $80 per resupply shoe type thing. I think this is a visitor center. I did read that it was closed, but you can still go get water and power there. So I'm gonna go over. I just need a water tap. I see someone walking around. I love parks that have the vegetation and they have labels on them so you can actually tell what they are. So this is a chain fruit cholla. I guess because there's always like fruit hanging off it. And to the right, bear cholla with little pieces all over below. Oh my gosh. Makes me want to stay away. But cute looking cholla, right? Alright, I got 6 liters of water. You can hear it gurgling. I'm gonna head on to the restaurant and eat because I think they say they have ribs and it'll probably be pricey, but I'm gonna do it. And then off we go for the rest of the day. Okay, I'm at the restaurant. I ordered some ribs, a half rack of ribs. They have Mountain Dew. Sitting out in the sun because in the shade it's cold, and I'm hoping it stays like that when I leave here. Let's see how well my stomach handles a half rack of ribs, fries, and sauteed vegetables, and 6 liters of water. It's gonna be a rough afternoon. Well folks, this is my lunch for today, and after this it's an 11.6 mile climb, and I can't wait to dig in. I've been dreaming about ribs forever. Yes! Just falling off. I pretty much eat everything you give me on a plate. I don't like to waste any food. Now I'll eat it all, even the crunchy bone stuff. Some people don't eat that, but on these they were so cooked. They're just like normal meat. You could poke it and everything. But yep, that's how I eat. Even when I'm not through hiking, this is how I eat. That's why I don't eat out too often. But time to clean up and almost time to get going. Whoa. Okay, it's 1 o'clock. We got 11.7 miles to camp and probably about 4,000 to 5,000 feet of climb. And I have 6 liters of water. I'm gonna guess almost 12 miles is gonna take me over 6 hours. So I'll probably get to camp around 7:30. It's a late one again, but I know where I'm gonna camp, so it's a lot easier because I don't have to just keep looking side to side and living in a world of uncertainty. So we're back at the Arizona Trail, and we are gonna start heading north. Here we go. Do you see this, folks? These are cat claws. Look at these. Super sharp. Once they snag on clothes, they just kind of hold on to it till you back up. Kind of annoying. Look at this. I'm on 346.5. It's 1.2 miles away from the Roosevelt turnoff. I could have saved myself like 1.4 miles of carrying all this water. Look how clear this water is. You hear it? It's running. It's overflowing. I don't know where the overflow is occurring. It's not going to the top, so maybe there's a leak somewhere. But I mean, it's pretty full. It could have saved me 1.2 miles of 6 liters of carry, but I'd say it's a good water source. 346.5. It's not even in gut hooks. I'm pretty sure that's the bridge we have to cross, but we are still 1.8 miles away. I don't think that's the bridge we have to cross. I'm not even sure what that bridge crosses. I bet we're gonna go this way. Oh yeah, there's a trail going over that hill. I bet we're gonna go that way. Maybe there's another bridge? I don't know. I keep thinking that was the bridge, but I think, yeah, we're going over this thing first. It's one of those not so necessary climbs. We're gonna go back down, and then the climb starts later. Look at that hill though, it's just covered in saguaros. I guess they like that density. Not really close together, but pretty wild. We were 1.5 miles in with 660 feet of ascent. not even counting the little trail to get to the AZT itself. And look, there's a road down there. It just goes, it's probably not even half a mile with no ascent at all. I wonder how many people are just tempted to take the road walk, because we're still going up, and then we have to go down, and we're gonna meet up with the road again as we cross the real bridge. So much up and down. I think we're probably gonna get at least like 800 feet ascent and then 800 feet descent to meet back with the road. And the climb hasn't even started. It's after the bridge. Oh my gosh, am I gonna make it? I must have hiker arms big time. I cannot open this thing at all. I can barely get to spin. It's rusted in so tight. So the only option is to take off all my stuff and just walk through the middle. It just slows me down. This gate is horrible. Okay. Roosevelt Dam. That's what makes Roosevelt Lake. Here's the lake down below. And we've been doing a lot of ridge walking. It's been extremely windy. It keeps blowing me to the side and actually hurts my knee sometimes if it's sudden and it gusts. It makes it unstable. But unfortunately, way up there's a sign. We're gonna go on a ridge trail actually. We'll be on the ridge for a while again. I was just thinking, I just want a nice, easy day. Nothing steep, even, smooth terrain. I'll do 28 on an easy day. But this is just hard days. I mean, one after the other. You get amazing views, sure, but man, you deserve them after all this work. I can't wait to see how much ascent I did today. I'll see you at the end of the day, but my gosh, it's just non-stop. That lake is gigantic. This whole portion of the trail just recently opened from a burn closure, and you can tell it. I mean, it burned a lot. The ground's mostly sand. What's amazing is just how much life there is. Like, you can see these bushes, the outer branches are dead, but look at the inner branches, they're still alive. Some are, yes, completely dead, but there's actually wildflowers out here now. It's not bad. I mean, yeah, most of the bushes that are burned, like, there are still branches down lower, so they're living. So it's not all as bad as it could be. Look how green the leaves are at the base of these bushes. And then they're gonna thrive off all the burnt wood and leaves from the other plants. So I think in time it's gonna recover really well. I'm all bundled up because it was super windy and cold. All right, it's 6:30. I got 1.1 miles to go, and it's actually 900 feet of climb. And the funny bit is that at 1.1, there's a little flat area. So it's like 1 mile with 900 feet. It's pretty steep. And then after that, I actually have 0.2 more down to get to the campsite. So 1.3 with 900 feet up. It's a doozy. We're starting to climb and it's already pretty steep. So I'm just gonna go. It's getting dark. The sky's hazy. Like, I used to be able to see mountains in the background, but everything's all hazy. Hope weather's okay. Someone mentioned to me there's a storm front or some kind of weather thing moving in, but hope I'm all right tonight. Here we go. Headlamp on. This was my camp finding mode headlamp, but this is my walking mode. One more down. That way I don't trip over anything. Maybe somewhere in between. So the way I like to blow up my sleeping pad, which is the Xterm, I use the little blow up bag that it came with actually, because if you use it, it blows in ambient air temperature. I remember I did the math before, and if you blow in with your mouth, it's actually pretty extreme how much the air volume will decrease as the temperature decreases. So if you blow in with your body temperature, it decreases a ton. Whereas if you do this, I've never had to blow up more later, like before even going to bed or anything. I just use this and then that's it. Although, of course, you can't fill it up all the way. You always have to blow in at least 2, maybe 3 puffs to fill it up to what you need. But it's extra weight and it's not really a good stuff sack because there's a big hole in the bottom. But I think it works great. I really enjoy using it. It takes about 13 to 15 of this, depending on how big you can get it. It's hard to get the lighting here. It's super dark because I got in after dark. But here, I'll try this with just a headlamp. So what you do is there's a little rubber part that just fits over the nozzle. This is the old version, by the way. There's none of that wing lock stuff. If you take it, you just kind of like stick your arm in there and flap it around. And then you just close off the top. And then that's it. And you just kind of like fold it in. Of course, one-handed, it's very hard. That didn't work out too well, but that's pretty much the gist of how I blow things up. I actually had this super aha moment just earlier. I was taking off my socks, and I usually just put it in the shoes, but I don't like doing that as much because things might crawl in. So I've been just putting it in the corner. But then I thought, why don't I just toss it up there and let it air out this way? Pretty nice, and it won't really get everything else stinky that way. I think that's a pretty good idea. Why didn't I think of that earlier? This is how I sleep most often. It's partly for the cold, but also when it's kind of breezy out. I don't like to breathe so much dust, so I do this, and I think it helps me because some mornings I wake up and I'm coughing. I think it's because all the dust that's blowing around in the air. But I think tonight though it's gonna be a cold one. Like everything feels cold already, and it just got a chill. I have a slight feeling that we're gonna have some ice on the inside of the tent tomorrow morning. We'll see. I think it's breezy enough. Maybe it won't, but just even having my arms out like this right now it's cold. I want to bundle up. I pulled my fleece and put it next to me in case I get really cold, and I could pull it over my body, like inside my quilt. Yeah, I actually closed the foot hole in the quilt because I usually leave it open and stick my feet out there. Even when it's kind of cold, I like to stick at least one foot and maybe switch out to the other foot. If it's warmer, I actually stick both feet out. I like to switch out when it's cold because sometimes it gets cold. But I think it's going to be cold, so I close them right up, close it right up. So I'll talk to you tomorrow and I'll tell you how it gets, but we'll see. End of day 22. Rough day. Not even that many miles, but rough. This whole area, Superstition Wilderness and this 4 Points Wilderness area, it's rough. All right, y'all have a good night. Bye.